This just in, we've all known that men and women are different from each other, as goes the saying, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. But I've just spoken to prominent communication theorist Deborah Tannen, who has let us know that Genderlect styles helps to explain these behaviors between men and women. And we're going to hear more about this from Hannah. Hannah, to you.
Thank you, Demi. More on that term, Genderlect. Genderlect is a term suggesting that men and women's styles of discourse are so different that they should be considered two distinct cultural dialects. In other words, men and women communicating is cross-cultural communication. More on Genderlect from Diamond coming up.
Yeah, Hannah. Tannen explains that the biggest difference between the communication styles of women and men are that they, seek for different things. Like women, they seek for connection, and men, they seek for status. Back to you, Vince.
Thanks, Diamond. Today we're going to be talking about rapport, report talk, storytelling, listening, asking questions, and conflict. Stay tuned for more.
Thanks, Vincent. Earlier today, Tannen described to me the differences between men and women. Women use rapport talk, which seeks connection, and they really want to understand what whoever's talking to them is talking to them about. While men use report talk, which establishes dominance and status, and they convey information and assert their power.
That's right. That's right. Fellas, you gotta talk. You gotta talk. Fellas, you got to talk. That's women's biggest complaint. You don't talk. You don't talk. You don't talk. You need to talk. Let's talk. You don't talk. That's right. Women love to talk. And that's right. If they had talking in the Olympics, a man wouldn't stand a chance. Women love to talk, but they won't talk to you. They won't talk to their man. But women don't want you to talk. Women just want you to listen. I said, all a woman really wants you to do is ask her the correct questions that will allow her to run her fucking mouth.
Men and women tell stories differently and for different reasons. Men tend to focus on status and focus on stories where they're the hero. Women tell stories to establish a connection and often include their feelings or how others made them feel.
Everything's based on how they feel. You can hear when they tell stories. You ever hear a man tell a story, it'd be just facts. Who, what, when, where, why. It was me and Bob, we was at Safeway. Then that nigga Bob said this, then I punched that nigga, and then I broke out. That's the story. That's the story. Women tell stories and all these feelings. And, well, first of all, you have to understand, I was on my period, and I just talked to my mother, so I was feeling like, God damn, it's too many feelings. What the fuck happened? Get to it.
As you've already known, men seek for status and women seek for connection. This plays right along with when we're listening to each other. Women, they're going to tend to agree and give you feedback, like nodding and agreeing with you. This just lets you know that they are listening to you and they want you to know how they feel. Men don't see it as important or as necessary to give you feedback. They're just there to listen. Women think that men aren't listening, but they are. They only feel like they need to interject when it comes to a point where their status is diminishing. Men will only interrupt in an argument when they feel like they're losing control.
See, that is exactly what I'm talking about. We don't communicate.
Okay, fine. You want to communicate?
Yes.
Come on. Let's communicate, okay?
Okay. Let's start with last week.
Last week.
You and I were supposed to go shopping together. We get to the mall. I buy this beautiful dress. I get my hair done. You don't say anything. I don't know. Maybe you just don't want to... Marcus! Did you hear me just now?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what I said.
I heard everything. You was communicating.
Marcus, don't play with me right now. I am not in the mood. I cannot believe you came home late and then you started... Marcus! You are falling asleep again? I am talking to you.
I was sleeping.
Asking a question. A debate that's been going on between men and women for years and years and years. As our text describes, it goes right down to a simple car trip and asking directions. Tannen describes that women will usually ask questions in order to form a connection with an individual, and may also use something known as a tagline to kind of soften a blow for a man. For men, however, they have kind of adopted the same idea of asking questions, but it's changed to where it deals more with the status idea. So now we're going to very interestingly look at the conflict between these two genders.
Ross kissed me.
No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's unbelievable.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Okay, all right, we want to hear everything. Monica, get the wine and unplug the phone. Okay. Rachel, does this end well or do we need to get tissues?
Oh, it ended very well.
Oh, do not start without me! Do not start without me! Okay. All right. Let's hear about the kiss. Was it like a soft brush against your lips, or was it like a, I gotta have you now kind of thing?
Well, at first it was really intense, and then, oh God, and then we just sort of sunk into it.
Oh, so okay, was he holding you, or was his hands like on your back? And,
No, actually, first they started out on my waist, and then they slid up, and then they were in my hair.
Oh.
And then I kissed her.
Tongue?
Yeah.
Cool.
I spoke earlier with Tannen, and she explained to me that conflict is different between men and women. Since men are more status-oriented, they're more likely to be in conflicts and aren't afraid to start a conflict because they want to display that dominance and power. In opposition to this, women don't really like conflict and they try to avoid it at all costs because this affects their connection with another person. And this is why we can see depicted in movies and even in real life situations that women will go behind someone's back and kind of keep their problems to themselves or vent to someone instead of confronting the person.
But the way you owned up to everything, it just showed me how much you've grown,
I suppose.
You have, Ross, you have. You should give yourself credit. I mean, my mom never thought this would work out. She was all, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just wish we hadn't lost those 4 months. But if time was what you needed just to gain a little perspective.
We were on a break!
As we know, this conflict will continue, but a better solution would be to accommodate for each other to create a better relationship. Men, connect with your women, and women, don't degrade your man's status. We want to thank you for watching this segment on Genderlect Styles Theory. I am Diamond, signing off for Swaggy TV.
Is she dead already?
I don't think she's... Is she? Look it up. Someone look it up.
Two distinct cultural... Okay.
Golly.
That, oh shit.
Do them.
really
Do it again. She did. Okay.
Is that what you said?
Word report.
Men are redo. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to redo this so many times.
And I don't remember what comes after that.
Well, no, that's not what you're supposed to say.
Years.
Told me. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I don't.
So, I went blank.
Oh, are we filming? Oh.